In this video, you're gonna witness Vietnamese countryside noodle factories, the birthplace of some of this country's best street food.
There are so many sensations in my mouth right now.
Already on this cross-country noodle tour, we dined in Hanoi and chowed down in Hue.
That was really incredible.
But at our next destination, you'll find bowls of yum, different from anywhere else.
This, my friend, will blow your freaking mind.
Okay, I'm up for that.
Today we're taking on noodle factories, from quickly fading traditional styles of production
There's no machine that can counteract love.
to incredibly innovative noodle-making operations.
Whenever there's a necessity, somebody figures out some way to overcome that, but it's always done in a delicious way. Usually it's all scripted. I don't know what to say right now. Kevin, I'm freezing. Push the button. Go to voiceover. Go to voiceover. Go to voiceover. Go to voiceover.
Most noodles in Vietnam are made from rice, but this next one, well, I had no idea this next food could become a noodle. Here, it's all about the cassava.
What is this noodle called and how far does it go back?
Cái sản phẩm này tên là phở sắn và nó
The
có
noodle is called phở sắn. It goes back 100 years. In this region of central Vietnam, it's really hard to grow a lot of vegetables. One vegetable that grows well is the cassava root. They created this dish to help combat hunger. This noodle is used in a lot of families when rice isn't available. The noodles are made of 100% cassava. You take the peel off, you then dry it in the sun, then you make a powder out of it, and that's the powder we use to make the noodles.
Like a cassava batter.
Cassava batter.
They pour a cassava batter into a duo-functional pot. It boils and whisks the batter simultaneously. Once the batter thickens up, it's moved to a kneading machine to smoothen its texture.
It gets thick and then they put it in this machine which extrudes it like a Play-Doh extruder.
This machine presses the batter through a filter, extruding strands of noodles, while the tray beneath bobs and weaves to and fro, creating this unique webbed pattern. A pattern crucial to the survival of this noodle.
What is the purpose of the crisscross pattern?
bột sắn khi mà nó khô đi rất là dễ gãy.
They found out doing the crisscross shape allowed them to pull the noodle from one side easily.
If you kind of have this netted pattern, it's just going to be a lot stronger.
In the olden days, before they had machines, they had somebody standing high, pushing down the batter.
I think it just goes back to reflect on the innovation that you find everywhere in every corner of Vietnam. It's never just this low standard like, well, just boil cassava and eat a cassava. They're like, I need freaking noodles, dude.
The full trays of wet noodles are taken out into the fields to sun dry.
By noontime, all of these sheets get dried in the sun. By 4 or 5 p.m., it's done.
Calvin, that is how phở sắn, that is how this particular noodle is made. The only thing left to do now is to eat it.
Jinx.
Phở sắn is as versatile as it is innovative. And at our next restaurant, we'll see them prepared two ways, in broth and fried. First, fried phở sắn. Sauté crushed garlic in peanut oil. Add shrimp, squid, and a potent blend of fish sauce, vinegar, MSG, and coconut nectar. Then some veggies and pineapple. Some starch to make it thick. Now, those noodles. Deep fry each phở sắn sheet until it puffs up. After creating a foundation of several noodle sheets, dump your stir fry on top.
Food number one.
It looks like a bird's nest. It just erupts itself from this dish.
What if we put some of the seafood on the noodle?
What if I fed you from over here?
Yeah, I mean, so many things are possible in life, right?
The stir fry is great, but to have a little bit of extra crunch.
It's a great way to prepare noodles. It just makes them fun, light, crispy, and it creates a whole new texture sensation.
The noodles here aren't the main star. They play more of an accompaniment, an accoutrement,
Like a cameo.
like what I do once in a while on the show.
Oh, you do cameos?
Do you consider me a co-host?
I don't consider you a celebrity, so.
How about a friend?
Friend cameo.
Next up, our main course, snakehead fish noodles. Sauté onion pearls, garlic, and turmeric, then add seasoned fish and pork. Now for the broth. Cook a whole snakehead fish for 5 hours, then squeeze out its essence, extracting its delightfully fishy flavors. These cassava-based noodles take almost no time to soften up. Toss everything in the bowl and send it out the door.
This broth was made with turmeric and pearl onions. You should be able to get a lot of manhood from the turmeric.
Oh, wow. Is that what turmeric does?
What do you think is in Viagra?
Oh, drugs?
And turmeric.
They kept up with the seafood theme here. Tons and tons of fish on top.
That turmeric really blends in well with this fish. It gives it a very nice herbaceous feel.
To me, it tastes like a freshwater fish. I can taste that minerality. This is what I really care about right here. When you pick them up, they almost break under their own weight because they're so saturated with the broth already. Oh, I like that. They're still satisfying, but I gotta say, you have to be quick with this one. If you let it sit around at all, it is gonna turn to mush.
To each their own. This might be the reason why they like this noodle. They like that mushiness that kind of combines everything together. Cassava is something that you see in boba tea. It's really interesting to see the local regional area utilize what's grown here and make something out of it. I think that's really cool.